Hello my sweet friends, my name is Adele, welcome back. Today we are going to be going into the next step of the revision process. If you have not been keeping up with my recent revision writing vlogs, then I want to mention again that I am following Susan Dennard's revision plan, and I will be linking all of her stuff down below. She has a great resource list for writers, and she has a whole detailed revision plan process laid out, so you can go check that out if you would like to. So I've already done the first two steps that she has, which was rereading the whole thing and taking notes, and then making a whole new scene outline on index cards. Today we are going to be doing something that's a little different, and I'm excited about it. But okay, it's like two things, I guess. One, writing a synopsis of my book, which I'm not looking forward to because I am so bad at writing synopsises. And two, writing a fan letter to myself, which sounds pretty cool. I've never heard of doing that before, so we're going to see how that goes. I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm going to set this down because my arm is tired. I originally didn't think I was going to do this step just because I really wanted to get into the actual part of the revisions where I'm doing stuff, and not that this is any less a part of the process, because it's very much a part of her process and I'm following her process even though I'm open to doing my own thing. But I thought it'd be kind of cool because I think, it'll be a good way to kind of get to know my story better and work out some of the kinks, especially with the synopsis writing, because I haven't done that yet and I'm very bad at writing those. And the fan letter to myself, I just thought was a really cool concept that I had never really seen before, and so we're gonna see how that goes. I think that'll help a lot too with motivation. If you've seen my last vlog and my random little rant thing about this whole thing, then you'll know that I've not been in a great place in regard to my writing recently. That's because I've just found a lot of problems and I've been very discouraged. Anyway, I think the fan letter thing will help a lot with motivation and feeling good about my writing again, so we're gonna give it a try. So she has this worksheet thing. Here, I'll show you. So she has this worksheet. So here is her actual website where she talks all about it. So she has them in lessons. So right now I'm on lesson 3, and anyway, she has this worksheet of summarizing the book you wrote, which should help with the synopsis. So I think I'm gonna fill this out because, again, since I am bad at writing them, I think this could help me kind of organize my thoughts a little bit better. And then I wanted to explain the fan letter part. So right here, you've just received a letter from a fan. The fan gushes about how much she loved your novel. What exactly does the fan say? And then pretend you are your fan and write a letter to yourself, talking about all the favorite things of the perfect book that you're writing. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think it's a little different and cool. And so right now though, I'm going to start on the synopsis. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that worksheet, and I'm not going to print it out. I'm just going to kind of look at it and then get a notebook and just write them down on the notebook, and then I guess try to form a synopsis from there. So recently I've been brainstorming more plot ideas for this book, so it's making it kind of hard to fill out the worksheet. So for example, on the worksheet, I have to have the inciting incident and the plot point and all this stuff. So this was my original sort of outline, but I've recently been changing some things, and so I kind of came up with a new one that I think will make the story a lot better. But since I just came up with it, it is a little hard to fill this out because I have to figure out some things and reevaluate and replan and redo a whole outline. So I have to figure out some extra things first, I feel like. But for now, I'm going to just go with what I already have on here. And so I'll just fill out with the things that I think I already have, at least with this new outline. So I totally just realized something. She has 2 worksheets, one called Summarizing the Book You Wrote, and then another one called Summarizing the Perfect Book. And this is kind of going with what I just talked about a second ago about how I am changing a lot of things. I'm doing like a major overhaul of the current plot that I have, and I'm scrapping about 50% of it. So I'm sitting here trying to do the perfect book worksheet, basically, where I'm filling out what I want to change when I should be doing the summarizing the book you wrote and doing it based off of what I already have. But I guess my issue is that I don't really want to summarize the book I wrote because I already know that I'm going to be scrapping most of it, and I already have a new plot and a whole new storyline, basically. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the summarizing the perfect book worksheet, which is the same thing, but it's like after you've already like brainstormed and stuff like that. So the summarizing the book you wrote one is, I guess, before you figured out what you're changing, but I already know what I'm changing, so I'm going to go ahead and do the perfect book one. So I finished filling out the worksheet, but there's still a lot that I'm still trying to figure out about this new plot and the new storyline that I'm coming up with. So a lot of the plot points are kind of muddled, especially like the climax. I'm playing with a few different options for kind of the climax area, if that makes sense. So it's a little hard to write like a defined, definite plot point for some of these things. So I don't think I'm going to write the synopsis right now, or at least film it, because I have somewhere to be soon in a few hours, and I want to be able to get to the fan letter as well. And so I think what I'm going to do is sort of brainstorm and research and do more like plotting and stuff for this whole new plot on my own time, and kind of just give you guys updates about it soon. So for now, I'm going to start with the fan letter. So we're supposed to write it in the perspective of as if we were a fan of our book, as if it's like a published novel. So like, did she love how swoon-worthy the romance was, the main character's strength, etc. Here's an example. Dear Susan, I loved Eleanor. She was so strong and so sympathetic. The way she took charge even though she had no idea what she was doing. That's what a real hero is. Do you guys hear that? Did it just start raining? Oh my goodness gracious. So that's why the lighting is so bad in here. So I moved to the living room because I thought the light would be better, but it's not. So I'm currently trying to brainstorm more ideas because I feel like it's kind of hard when I do have some issues in the new plot that I want to figure out. So I made like a list right here, and I'm trying not to like show it too close because I don't obviously want to give away everything, but I made a little list here of the like plot problems in the new plot that I know I need to figure out. And so right now I'm going to work on answering these questions and seeing if I can get some solutions down to some of these issues that I'm having, and then I think from there I'll go ahead and write the fan letter thing. Outlining is so stinking hard. Like, it's the most fun part of the process, in my opinion, but also ridiculously hard to not come up with ideas, but keep track of everything and pick which ideas would make the most sense. So I had like 5 major issues in my new plot that I was trying to figure out, or like trying to find problems to, and I think I got 3 of them. Like, I think I got a pretty good solutions for 3 of them, but there's still 2 of them that are pretty big and they're a lot more complex, and they both happen near the end. So like I said, the end is kind of muddled right now, and there are different avenues that I could go down, and so I'm trying to figure out what would be the best ones and how they would influence like other plot points and other things that happen in the story, because I would have to change that. So it's a little frustrating because there are so many things I could do and I have so many ideas. And so I think it just comes down to picking them and deciding what would be the right path for this story. This is actually a lot better than it was earlier. Earlier it was storming and coming down pretty bad. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and eat some lunch because it is already 12:30 and take a little bit of a break. I'm done with lunch, and also my plans have been canceled / postponed because it is still storming pretty bad. So I'm just going to keep writing and working on this. So right now I'm going to work on the fan letter. Okay. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I, for some reason, thought it was going to be kind of hard because writing good things about a novel that hasn't been written and you don't exactly know how exactly it's going to be, I thought that was going to be a little hard, but it was actually really easy, and I think it gave kind of a clear picture of what I want the story to be and how I want the readers to feel and how the words portray the story to the reader, if that makes sense. So I really liked it. Should I read it? Do you guys want to read it? Okay, I'll read it. Let me make sure there's no spoilers. Okay, I apologize for the thunder and the storm in the background. I hope it's not too bothersome, but here is my fan letter to myself. Dear Adele, I love this book. The characters were so well written, and I really felt the emotion in their goals and motives and relationships with each other. Orion was my favorite character because she is so strong and brave even when the situation seems hopeless. I'm glad she was able to overcome her fear of trusting others and realize how important it is to ask for help and have people on your side. I also really enjoyed the setting. The descriptions of the locations were so vivid and real, I could almost see myself there. I also really enjoyed all the cool twists and turns. The plot itself was really interesting, but all the interesting twists made the story even more complex. I didn't want to put the book down. I seriously can't wait for book 2, and I'm so excited to see where the gang goes next. So that was really fun. I really liked that. And yeah, I think I've briefly talked about it before, but I am now officially planning a trilogy for this novel. It was, when I originally had the idea, it was just a regular standalone novel, but I have since come up with even more ideas for at least a second plot, and possibly a third. So basically, I am going to be writing this as a trilogy. Obviously, the first will also be standalone because if I do get it published, the trilogy is not guaranteed. But anyway, yeah, also with the I also really enjoyed all the cool twists and turns. I mentioned all the twists and turns and stuff is because a problem I had with my original plot was that it felt very one-dimensional and flat and that there weren't many twists and turns. And so since then, I've, re-evaluated everything and I've come up with kind of a new plot. Like the original plot is still kind of there, but I have added a lot more and I've changed so much, and I'm getting rid of about 50% of the novel. Not even just the scenes themselves, but the actual plot line is changing. So I liked that, I wrote it here because I really want to emphasize that. I want it to be very interesting and I don't know, have you ever read a book where there were cool twists and turns, things you didn't expect to happen and you audibly gasp because you're you didn't see it and it's so fun and exciting. I really want mine to be like that. So that's why I wrote that in here. I really wanted to emphasize that and kind of emulate that sort of feeling. And I want my readers to be able to get that feeling as well. So now, since I have a little bit more time, I think I'm going to go back to these 5 issues that I really needed solutions for. I still have those 2 that I don't really know how to deal with it. Basically, they're not even, yes, they're 2 issues, but they're so close together and they're all in the end of the book. So basically what I need to do is just sit here and brainstorm new ideas for the climax to the end, basically. Not even the climax to the end, more the midpoint to the end, kind of. So a little after the midpoint to the end, I have a general idea of what's going to happen, but I really need to reevaluate some things and pick an actual sort of plot that what's happening. Okay, I actually got a lot of brainstorming done, and I think I figured out a lot of the burning questions, but now it's time to work on the major plot things that I'm having issues with in the end. Oh my goodness, I took a drink of water and I just spilled water all over my paper. Obviously I didn't have anything written down here, which is good, but it's still leaking through to the other side. No. I really hope that doesn't ruin or smudge the writing. too much. I finally figured it out. I think I finally figured out what I've been needing to fix the climax to the end. And I'm so excited because it's so good and I'm so excited. But maybe I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. Okay, it has stopped raining and my plans are back on. So I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I did get a lot of brainstorming done, which I am really happy about because I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to come up with anything, but I did. And I did the fan letter thing and that was really cool as well. I did not get to do the synopsis, but I'll get to that eventually, probably. I mean, I'll have to write a synopsis at some point, so I will do that another day. But for now, I am going to end the vlog here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I believe that's it. Thank you all again. I love you all very, very much wherever you are, and I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video.